This is Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
This is Kyle Juszczyk, and you're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, hits to his right, gets to the 20. He's in the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks a third tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst breaking tackle after tackle, sweeps down the sideline. Throws off bodies like clothes after a marathon.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking down in post, and it's got it! Touchdown! Touchdown, 49ers!
It is second down. Ryan takes the snap, throws the slant to the left side. It's Russell intercepted. The 49ers pick it, and Navarro Bowman is redemption. Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown. No greater redemption.
The San Francisco 49ers. We can do whatever we want.
Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? It's your boy Mike from the Nothing But Niners crew, and today is the day of all kinds of pre-production chaos. Let me just tell you, it's been straight chaos and pandemonium, but I'm not worried about it. All that means is that we're going to have a good show. I feel like the things that normally go wrong in the beginning of an episode just lead to us having a phenomenal episode. And so I'm really, really excited. Mike is on it down there. Shout out to my guy, NY to the Bay. Maybe we'll hear from him. We're going to have Tony jumping in here in a second. Guys, it's going to be our first playoff call-in show in years, and I couldn't be happier than to bring it to you guys today, man. So especially my man Tony joining me. Nigel Crane's in the building. Big Melissa is in the building. By the way, our now new moderator, I don't even know if she noticed or not. ONE is in the building. What's going on? Huh? Byron is in the building. Jedi is in here. Joel, what's going on, everybody, man? It's too many of y'all to name right now. Red and gold blooded. I see you. Jose is in here. Callie is in the building. Big Chrissy is in the building. Nina Rich is in here. Timbo Slice. Man, let's go. Troy is in the building. Rob, by the way, thank y'all for texting me. Let me tell y'all. All right, the last show that we were supposed to be doing, had it all set up. Everything was ready to go. And, I was waiting to hear from my guy, Tony. Then my stomach started turning. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do, man? I'm just going to pop the little screen up there. So, guys, I'm on this shot. And you can hear me, right, Tony?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I'm on this shot. And this thing is like one of these things that like helps control your weight and your sugar and all kinds of other crazy stuff. And you eat something, and then like when you got to go, like clear the halls. I'm calling Code Brown, run, move, clear the hallway, make sure there's no one in the bathroom. Like you got to go. The show was supposed to start at 4:15. At about 4:12, boom, Code Brown. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it. So if you guys actually notice, we started the show before 4:15 because Tony doesn't have the controls to start from over there. And so I was like, all right, we'll leave it on, show starting soon, and then we'll regather when we came. And I came back like 5-10 minutes later, and it was done. It was done. So I was like, forget it. We'll just redo the whole thing. We took our time. We set up and we're here. Tony, man, how you feeling? Happy Saturday to you, man. Come on, lower yourself a little bit. I can't even see you down there. I feel like I'm too tall. There we go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Happy birthday, man. Yesterday was Tony's birthday. Everybody make some noise for our resident GM, Tony, man. Where's the horns? Oh, wait, wrong one. That's not the horns I wanted right there. Hold on. There it is. My man is 27 years old all over again. What's going on, Tony?
Yes, thank you. What's going on, man? Just hanging out, just watching some Knicks basketball right now, and getting ready to do this show. Yeah, they're playing Miami.
Oh, okay. They traded with Miami this season, didn't they?
No, Toronto.
It was Toronto they traded with? I thought it was like a three-way team trade. I don't know. I don't follow too much basketball, I'll be honest with you. I'm just talking like I know something about something. How was your birthday, though, man? How did everything go?
That was great. It was great.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man. I'm glad you were able to get out there and enjoy yourself. I'm happy that you're here for a call-in show. And I want to let you guys know something, man. I know y'all think like, oh, Mike, Tony, they're back. They're doing their thing again and all that stuff. This was Tony's idea. So y'all have Tony to thank. He's the gift that keeps on giving, if you guys want to be honest, man. My man was like, Mike, still a call-in show. So we had to go out. We got a new phone number. I let the other one expire, but this number's special. This number is really, really special. Like, I memorized it the first time I saw it. I went through the whole list of all the numbers that were available to us, and it's beautiful, man. It's absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to give you guys a phone number. Let's run through some formalities before we get started. Going across the bottom of your screen are your YouTube instructions, all right? If you enjoy the show so far, if you expect to enjoy the show, give us a thumbs up. That's the like button, all right? After you do that, if this is your first time here, subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you know exactly when we are going live. And then give us a follow on some of our different social media platforms, all right? We have Twitch and Facebook. Those handles are nothing but 9ERS. And as a matter of fact, we are live on both of those platforms right now. So make sure you guys are there also. Look for us over there, Twitch and Facebook, nothing but Niners. All right. Then we also have Instagram, we're live, Twitter, not live, and Snapchat. Those handles are nothing but 9ERS. Now, our Twitter has been blocked from like live StreamYard or YouTube videos for some reason. I don't know why. I took it off. I put it back on. I went through the whole list of all the different credentials, and it just will not allow us to do it. Maybe there's something else that I got to do, but for whatever reason, I can't get live on Twitter or X or whatever you guys call it. I still call it Twitter. That's why it still says Twitter. But it is what it is. Tony, they're sending you some birthday love in the chat, man. Look at that. Look at that.
Thank you very much.
Can you sing happy birthday? No, I want to get fined for singing. You can come say happy birthday, but you can't sing it. Oh no, y'all look crazy. Just say it. Y'all hair not done. Just say happy birthday, Tony.
Happy birthday, Tony!
Thanks, guys.
I'm saying that shit in unison. Y'all ain't harmonized my birthday wish like that. What's up with that? All right. Yeah, man. All right. It's all good, man. So Tony, man, we got some stuff to talk about. Before the show started, Tony and I were talking behind the scenes about how I was watching John Chapman's show and listened to the pressers and everything, and he highlighted something that I thought was really important as well. And the press the person in the beat writer asked Kyle if he gets disappointed with all the millions of dollars that the team spends at the pass rush position, the defensive line, and the lack of sack production. And this is something that Wayne and I talked about. It's just something that we've talked about. I am concerned with the lack of sacks, but is it a big deal? And the context, like John said, is everything. And in short, Kyle basically, like, he joked with him. He said, I don't go in there and look at, oh, you make this much. Oh, you make this much. Oh, you make this much. You make this much. And then where's the sacks? Where are the sacks? Like, he's like, no, I don't look at it that way. He said, what I look at it is when we rush 4, they have to leave a running back in there to chip one of the guys. They have to use a tight end. Then you got a quarterback and 5 offensive linemen. He was like, so it's 8 that leaves 3 receivers for our entire secondary to cover. You're not going to win many games that way. He said, so that's how I look at it. That's how I base their value. Tony, what are your thoughts on that, man? I think we all have admitted to being disappointed in the defensive line, but is that the better way to look at it, the way Kyle says he looks at it?
I mean, that's how someone with the IQ as high as Kyle Shanahan looks at it, right? Strictly numbers and matchups, right? It's strictly numbers and matchups. So what he alluded to is you have 5 that are not going out into a pattern because they're trying to protect 4. No, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 not going out into a pattern where because you're essentially trying to block 4, potentially 5. Advantage defense, right? That's advantage defense. So you got to like where he's coming from. You got to like how he's breaking it down and analyzing it. But, of course, some of the fan base says, oh, well, we gave Nick Bosa this, and he only has that. Damn it. Yes, the sacks are down, but the pressures are there consistently. Setting the edge with Bosa's side is there consistently. Nick Bosa is still the same damn player. It's just he does not have the damn sacks. Now, could it be a number of reasons? The missing piece on the opposite side. We all thought Chase Young would be the guy, right? Chase Young hasn't shown that yet. They're missing Farrell. They lost Armstead for 7 games. Constant in and out pieces and rotations and different looks. So it all takes into account where it could be that as part of the problem. I'm going to say this. I think the Niners defensive line needs to have a massive game tomorrow. I think they need to keep, make Goff uncomfortable. They have to keep Goff uncomfortable tomorrow. But we'll get into that later. But as far as the defensive line, as far as Bosa, Hargrave, I mean, we broke it down a little bit on yesterday's show, I think it was, or the day before with Hargrave and what he was on pace for. He had 7 sacks and then he went slow, but did he go slow because of the missing piece of Armstead? So you got to take everything into an account because, it's tough to sit there and really analyze it. But when you're constantly not at full strength, you're not going to get the full production.
Safe to say, make sure you got yourself something to drink over there. We're going to do a lot of talking. We're reacting and responding to people once we open up these phone lines. There you go. Okay. I know you got that little cough coming. I ain't even start blowing my hookah smoke at you yet, bro. So, it's going to be one of those nights. Going to have some cigars, man. This is going to be a good day. It's going to be a really, really good day. So, all right. Let's go ahead and get to the talking, man. There's a lot of stuff that we need to go over a little bit, Tony, and before we open up the phone lines. So if you guys are out there, you're planning on calling in, make sure you're listening. Make sure you guys are waiting for that phone number to flash up across the screen. It's going to be a really good number. I can't wait to show you guys this phone number. I thought I sent it in the group chat earlier, but I don't know if I did. No one responded to it. So maybe I didn't hit send. But it's a really, really fun phone number. It's got a Santa Clara, it's got the zip code from out there. And you guys know I always try to area code, yeah. And I always try to get a 49 in there somewhere. Well, this one ends in 2349. 2349. Like, come on, bro. What? I'm never letting this number go. I might buy this phone number for real. Anyhow, so we were talking, Tony, and I realized that I blew a massive opportunity to give Brock Purdy some praise. All week long, people diminished his contributions to the 49ers. Before the game, hell, even after the game. There was a lot of people saying, oh, Brock Purdy's just kind of along for the ride. We saw the Jimmy Garoppolo comparison start popping up again. But you know what I noticed? That when Brock Purdy had a bad game, the Niners struggled. If he's just along for the ride, why do they have a bad game if it was just, it's just Brock Purdy? Help me out.
I don't know, bro. I give up with that whole thing. This poor kid's get the goalpost moves on him every fucking day. Every freaking day. It's sad. There's excuses. There's blaming. There's pointing fingers. He's not this. He's not that. I'm just sick and tired of it. And his play is going to have to put these pundits to sleep. That's it. Silence him.
I'm just massively confused as to how Brock Purdy can be nobody, according to so many people, in the biggest game of his career. And then when he has a bad game and the Niners struggle, they say they were lucky to get out of there. Man, it took everything they had to get out of there. Wrong. If Brock Purdy wasn't locked in on that last drive, we don't win that game.
Facts.
So the Niners literally go as Brock Purdy goes. Now, part of that is the quarterback position. Cool. But Kyle could have just called checkdowns all game long and said, hey, just get the hands in the playmakers' hands and do their thing.
Yeah.
On the most important drive of the game, he had out routes. He had comebacks. He had slants across the middle. Doesn't that tell you anything that you need? Doesn't that tell you anything?
You're missing a key factor.
Well, break it down for me because I can't find it. What is it?
Who wasn't playing?
Oh. So you're saying that the Niners are only good if Debo is on the field now?
I'm just saying. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying what I'm trying to say is Debo wasn't on the field, and that's another thing. He can't win without Debo.
Okay. All right. Listen, man. All I know is this, man. This kid has played a season and a half worth of football games, and he's lost 3 games. That's what I got. Now, I know the numbers will tell you he's lost 4 because technically people count that NFC Championship game from last year. Mm-hmm. I'm not counting an opening drive injury and chalking that win or loss up to that person. I'm not going to do that. Mm-mm. But let's include that. 4 losses in 20 how many games? We're up to 19 games this year now. That's just this year. And he did 8 games last year?
28 games. Huh?
And 4 losses if you count that championship game. And that's the guy that we're saying now he's just a guy out there. He's a jag. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I owe Brock Purdy an apology because I should have made it a point to highlight that once he got back on track, it was smooth sailing. That drive that he did, that final offensive drive, it looked like one of the scripted drives that the team normally starts the game with. It was really, really impressive. And I want people to start putting some respect on my quarterback's name. I mean, it's to the point now, though, I'll be honest with you. I feel like when we win the Super Bowl this year, they're still going to say, oh, well, look who was out there doing it. He's going to make 2 100-yard receivers in this game. And you'll be like, yeah, well, anybody could do it throwing to those 2 guys. That's going to be the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy that that's going to be the narrative.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, it is what it is. What time do you want to open up the phone lines? We've been talking for about 15 minutes already. You want to open up the phone lines? You got a couple of things you want to get off your chest before we get interrupted?
Is there anything that we want to touch or address before we open it? Besides
I don't remember. Let me see if there was anything else because I've been making notes.
The 2 people they brought up from the practice squad.
Who'd they bring up?
Curtis Robinson and Snead.
Curtis Robinson plays what position?
Linebacker.
Who are we covering for?
I think there's question with Oren Burks because now that Oren Burks popped up on the injury report. And I don't know why they brought up Snead if Debo's cleared. So, I mean, I don't know.
So what does that tell you? This whole Debo thing, prepare for glory, anticipate pain type of thing right there. I mean, it's
either that or they're looking to really beef up the special teams.
They asked Kyle Shanahan straight up, speaking of special teams, they asked him straight up, will Debo be returning kicks? I don't know. We haven't thought that far ahead yet. Bull ski.
Yeah.
Bull ski, bro. You know if Debo is returning kicks or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they know. They just don't want to say it.
Right. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a little bit of a red flag. They're saying could it have something to do with Ronnie Bell?
Could it? Sure.
I don't know. Debo the
big
decoy.
Mystery, Mike. It's the big mystery.
Don't put him on the injury report all week. I mean, they would get fined if they did that. In fact, I think they would benefit from him being on the injury report and listed as limited as opposed to not having any kind of injury designation. So, hi, Kim.
Hi, Mike.
Have fun out there.
Say hi.
You want to say hi, Mila?
Say hi.
Where's my buddy at?
Come on.
Hi.
Say
hi.
Hi. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you can't hang on me right now. You're on the floor.
Getting so big, man.
Say hi.
Oh my God.
Say hi. No, say hi.
Beautiful.
Hi.
Gorgeous, man. Absolutely gorgeous. So
okay,
we got the 2 people that have been elevated from the practice squad. We'll see what corresponding moves get made later on. But I don't have anything really jumping out at me that we absolutely have to go over before we open up the phone lines. Let me see here. Hold on. Wagyu conversation here. Here we go. We got a super chat. Tony, you want to break that down? Can you see that?
Yeah. Yo, Nicholas Power, thanks for the $4.99 contribution. Niners win 41-24, and then we're Vegas bound. Hope to see you. Hold on. Hope to see you there for TGE festivities. Come represent Jersey with me and East Coast with Wayne. All right.
Yo, Nick, listen, man, I'm going to be out there, but here's the issue. I can't afford to be there on game day. I don't get there till Monday. So I have to join you guys for the after party of the after parties, okay? I'll be there for the after party after the after party. This is my guy, Nick, man. If you guys have ever been to any kind of 49ers gathering, I'm sure you've seen Nick. He's a big guy, good guy right there, man. This is my dog right there. So shout out to Nick. Thanks for showing the love and the super chat, big dog. We appreciate it for real, for real. They're going to be out there. They're going to be representing early.
Come on, y'all say
Rich
it.
Madrid posted.
Say it. Say it.
Uh-oh.
Say
What's up, man?
Say go Niners. Say
Go
it.
Niners.
Scream it.
Let's
Go
go.
Niners.
Hell yeah, let's go, man. That's what I'm talking about. My man Ant right there.
Go have fun. That's your
Behave,
iPad.
buddy.
That's your iPad.
My guy Rich Madrid tweeted something out, and I thought it was interesting, worth mentioning. He says here the Lions recorded 21 of their 41 sacks in just 4 games. Already trying to diminish the Lions' pass rush attack. Desmond Ridder, Jimmy Garoppolo, Nick Mullins, and Nick Mullins. He said Lamar, Mahomes, Herbert gave them trouble, and Dak and Justin Fields also played well under the pressure versus the Lions. So my question is,
good.
Is he attributing this to the quarterbacks that they played or the opposing team's offensive lines? Desmond Ridder, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Nick Mullins are indecisive as heck.
Mm-hmm.
And they played Nick Mullins twice. In those 4 games, they recorded over 50% of their sacks for the season in just those 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
Does that do anything for you? Does it get any juices flowing up there?
I would say it would be against the quarterback because Minnesota, they have Darashaw there. He's a pretty good left tackle. I mean, they have O'Neal on the right side, who's another pretty good right tackle. Their interior is all right. Ingram's not bad center. Bradbury's Ingram's not a bad guard. Bradbury's an undersized center, and Dalton Reisner, a former high second-round pick, for the right guard spot. They have a pretty decent offensive line. So I think it might be tied to the quarterback holding the ball and maybe being indecisive. And we all know what Jimmy does. Once he starts to patent, it's over.
Yeah.
So it could be tied to the actual individual quarterbacks.
Yeah. Okay. I agree. And let me tell you something. Brock ain't those guys that they got the 21 sacks against.
No.
He's way better than Mullins. I'll say it now. He's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. I was a little hesitant at first. I need to see some more. But I believe that he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. I think he's a quicker processor, better decision maker than Jimmy Garoppolo is. I think he can operate if things don't go exactly how Kyle calls them to. I think he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. And who was the other one? Desmond Ridder. Oh, please. Oh, please. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. Delvin says here, we shall go through Detroit and win the Super Bowl to heal our wounds from the 2 Super Bowls we lost in 2012 and 2019. Our time is now. Drop a bomb.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I'm with it. It's funny because once we get to the Super Bowl, no matter who it is, it's a rematch of recent Super Bowls for the 49ers.
Correct.
And there is no redeeming a Super Bowl loss. It doesn't matter, right? Like the Eagles beat the Chiefs in the regular season following their Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs. It didn't do anything for them. It did absolutely nothing for them. Cool, you beat us in the regular season. Just like we swept the Rams in the regular season, and then when they saw us in the postseason, guess what? Didn't make a difference.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, it is what it is. I do think this is our year. I think this is the season of destiny. I really, really do. The Niners are the hottest team in the league right now. You don't get a team to 3 NFC championship games and they don't get to the Super Bowl. It's happening, man. This is definitely our time. We're getting there. And they got to deal with us. All right, man. Anything else? You want to open up these phone lines?
Let's do it.
All right, guys. This is officially the call-in show. And the number is scrolling across. No, it's not. Where'd the phone number go? I swear I made a banner for this. Oh, well. I get to type it out again. 669 399 2349. Bam. Let that bad boy scroll across the bottom of the screen. 669 399 2349 is the number, guys. We are going to open up the phone lines. We're going to get oh, damn, they waste no time getting in here on the call line. I want to see something. Tony, tell me if you can hear this. I'm going to plug this in. I want to see how this works, so bear with me. Hello? Can you hear him, Tony?
Tell him to say again.
Hello? Can you say something? Hello? No? Nothing? All right, cool. We'll do it this way. All right, sorry. Now we got you. Who we speaking to? We got you.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Tony. Melissa.
Melissa's in the building. What's going on?
How are you guys?
We're doing good. You got to turn down your background. I'm here. I heard a little bit of feedback from the background, but we're doing good. Representing for Jersey, the first one to use the number. Come on, how easy of a phone number was this to dial, huh? 669-399-2349. I mean, come on. Come on. If this doesn't feel like a phone number of destiny, I don't know what does. Like, what's up?
Oh, that sounds like you want me number. I hope it's something. We'll see what.
You got to learn to edit the contact number. You don't keep making new ones. You got to edit it. It's all good. What you got for us today? How you feeling about this upcoming game?
I'm excited. Wait.
What happened this week? What'd you say?
In person.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a good guy, right?
Yeah.
Nick is the man. That is my guy.
She's breaking up.
All right. Okay. So you're going out and you're going to be watching with a group of people.
Yeah.
You guys can't hear her?
No, she's breaking up.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that the audio wasn't coming through clearly. Hold on. Let me make a quick change here. They're saying that they couldn't hear you well. So I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do this and I guarantee you they can hear you just fine now. So Melissa, how many sacks did the 49ers finish the game with tomorrow?
2.5.
2.5. Whoa. Okay. All right. All right. Give me a final score prediction.
35-21.
35. Wow. Wow. 35-21. Okay. I like that a lot. Tony, you got any questions for it? Can you hear better now?
Yeah, I hear better. No, that's an interesting score. 2.5 sacks. I like it. I would like more. I want these guys to really.
3. Someone's got to share one. That's all that means.
Yeah, I want these guys to really do what they do best, man. I want them to get in that backfield and cause hell. And I feel if they could do that, it'll make this so much easier for their defense. So,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Melissa, you got anything else for us? You have a question for me and Tony?
What do you want?
God, I had a feeling I was going to get this question. I've been trying to decide. I've been going back and forth all week long, I swear. We see our girl Bex is in there. What's going on, Bex? Love you out there. Hi, Jenna. Tony, man, who would you rather prepare? I mean, who would you rather play in the Super Bowl? The Ravens or the Chiefs?
either one. Either one.
Either one or neither one?
Either. Whatever one
Tony.
gets there, we got to do what we need to do. We want to win the ultimate prize. We want to bring home 6. You got to beat whoever's in front of you. So I'm done with the picking and the choosing.
I think the tougher game will be the Ravens. I think the easier game for the Niners will be the Chiefs. I would like for us to take the Chiefs out first and then go back and get the Ravens later. So give me the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and we'll do it that way. All right? All right, Melissa. We got more calls coming in. We got to let you go, love, okay?
They're saying I'm too loud now.
It's picking up the background, that's why. That would be absolutely beautiful. All right. I believe it to be true. I'm going to ride with you on that. A pick 6 for Demo. I like that.
Tony.
Oh, did you hear? She said, "Happy birthday again, Tony." Bye.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't hear her. I'm sorry.
All right, I got to get this audio. This shit pisses me off. You know what? I'm gonna get a speaker. Where's my speaker at? Hold on. Yeah, give me that speaker right there, kiddo.
It's either that or if you want to drop a a link to come in.
You want to do a link instead?
You want to do a link and just set a timer?
All right. All right. You know what? Tony's saying we're gonna do a speaker. I mean, do the link.
I'm just
Maybe
putting it
we'll
out
do the
there,
link
bro.
instead. No, because that's actually okay too. We can do a link instead. Let's do an invite, and it is easier. The audio sounds better that way. All right, here we go. Let me see. And she said she couldn't hear Tony. See, look at that. Phones are just antiquated now. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it in there, and I'm gonna have it scrolling across the bottom of the screen as well. So if you guys wanna, boom, we'll put a link in there. You guys aren't gonna be able to click it, but you can see it. All right. You can see the ticker going across the bottom. All right, let's do it via video now, man. How's that?
Let's try it out.
School.
Change it up.
Let's do it. Let's do it that way. Now, while we're doing that, let me get rid of your echo and all that stuff. All right. Bang. Bong. All right. That should fix my audio. How do I sound? Am I back? Am I good?
Perfect.
All right now. So we're in here. The link is in the chat. You guys can see it. All right. And make sure you guys click that message. It's right there. There's the link to join. Let me post it again. Link to join is in the chat. Feel free to click it. All right. So Tony, what do you think is going to happen in this Ravens game? I know they asked you about who you preferred, but you weren't 100% certain. What do you
listen, it's kind of, we could prefer it, but it's totally out of our control, right? Like, I just feel at this point. What the hell was that?
Hold on, my Bluetooth is connecting. Let's see. All right, turn your background music down. Yep, who we got? Can you hear it, Tony?
I can hear, yeah.
Oh shit, hold on. All right, good. He said, Tony, can you hear him?
Yeah.
Call him.
What the hell's going on? I remember this shit. Hold on. Don't say anything yet, brother. Hold on. I remember this happening.
Call him.
Okay, so his network dropped. All right. Damn all that. Okay.
Do the links.
It ain't working.
Just do the link.
Yeah. Yeah, the link is in there, guys. Use the
Click
link.
the link, jump in. You'll be on. Michael set a timer, and we'll keep this thing moving because clearly there's issues with the connections and phones and speakers.
This shit's fucking terrible, man. I don't understand how technology gets better and gets worse at the same time. Like, just work, damn it. But it's all good. So, what do you think is going to happen in this upcoming game, though, man?
For Baltimore and Kansas City?
Yeah.
I think Baltimore wins it. I think it's going to be a tough go for Mahomes to travel into that stadium where I think, if I was reading correctly, it was their first ever home NFC championship game in like a very long time, or potentially like franchise history. I was reading somewhere.
For the Ravens, you mean?
Yeah. So that place is going to be electric, and it's already a tough environment to play in anyway. So, I mean, but on the other hand, Lamar hasn't won a big playoff game, like go from the championship game going into the Super Bowl. So he's got to prove that too, as well as Kansas City's going to have to prove to go in there and beat them in a hostile environment. So it's going to be interesting. So either way, in order to get the sixth Lombardi, we got to beat whoever wins that game. So I don't give a shit who it is. It's just got to happen,
You don't think that we match up better against one of these teams than one the other?
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like either one of them is going to be a tough matchup. I just feel I mean, Mahomes is tough as a quarterback where he's a more solid quarterback, a more passing quarterback, a more like, better, I don't know the word to say, more proven quarterback than Jackson is. In a system like that, with experience in that system, and what a great play caller like Andy Reid. But on the flip side of it, what scares the shit out of me is that defense with Chris Jones, bro. So Spagnuolo put Jones now on defensive ends. It line up as a defensive end, and he just bull rushes tackles all game.
And
And
he's a powerful fucker. And you put him against McKivitz.
I
Oh,
have
boy.
no problem with that, with the matchup with Trent. But he ain't going to put him on Trent's side. He's going to go right to the other side. And if that's the case, oh, boy.
Was that the dog?
Woof, woof.
I swear to God, this dog is Scooby-Doo.
Look at this. Niners, Lions by 1 million. That's great.
Niners by 1 million.
Lions
Come on, gun guy.
No,
Come
Lions.
on, gun guy. Click the link. Come tell us what you feel, man. Come tell us what you feel.
Someone click the link. We're not going to do the phone
don't bite,
thing.
guys. I still got the phone over here in case, people are still seeing it. I don't think there's a single Lions fan out there that believes they can win this game.
There's some. I've been seeing them on social media. I heard the guy talk with the team reporter from the Niners talking to the team reporter with Detroit. Guy sounded very confident. I mean, I know that's his job, but
Then we got to hear from you. So listen, when you guys join, if you don't want to be seen, it's okay. You just don't activate your camera. You just don't activate your camera. That's all. But we can still hear you, so it's okay. All right. So we got one ready, my man Dre. All right. We're gonna set the timer here. We'll try to do 5 minutes, but if it goes a little bit longer because the conversation is good, it's what it is. Dre, what's going on, big dog?
Man, nothing much. How you doing, my guy?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Enjoying this weather in Arizona, man. Can't be better. 70 degrees.
70 degrees. How is it at night out there?
It gets pretty cold. You know what I mean? You got that wind whipping across the desert. There's no trees to block anything. So yeah, it can get cold at night, but otherwise than that, though, man, it's beautiful during the daytime.
Okay.
So as far as the game goes, and what's up to you, Tony? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. I only have one concern, bro. To be honest, I have one concern, and I don't think we've talked about it all week. I watch you guys all the time, and my concern is Kirby Joseph and his low blows on tight ends and receivers. That's really concerning to me. Brock tends to throw the. Go ahead.
Has he injured a lot of people this year?
He's injured the Vikings tight end, and then you see what he did to Higbee this last. What was that? Not last week, but the week before last, or was it last week or the week?
It was in the wild card.
Yeah, it was in the wild card. So yeah, week before last, and then he injured a wide receiver. I can't remember exactly what game it was, but they had, like, if you look it up on YouTube, there's actually a clip of all of his low blows, bro, and that thing kneecap that their coach be talking about, man. That's a true thing in Detroit. This guy goes for the kneecaps of wide receivers and tight ends, and he's notorious for doing it. And the Detroit Lions fans are literally posting kneecaps pictures of they're posting the still shots of Tyler Higbee, and they're saying do us a favor for Kittle and Debo. So that type of shit is Bush League. I don't like it. I don't rock with it. And I think that's a real concern of mine is, we like to get guys the ball in the open field so they could get the ball, turn, and get upfield. And one of my worst fears is when our guys catching the ball and turning his head, and this guy Joseph is right there to take out their knees. So I'm wondering, like, what can we possibly do to try to alleviate this issue, bro? Because this one is a big concern of mine.
Tony, I'll let you go first because y'all not going to like my answer.
Well, we can't do what you want to do because we got to keep it, I understand that's dirty, but it's always the second person. It's always the responding person that gets the flag. Remember that. So, yeah. I mean, you got to keep your head on the swivel. I know it's tough to say, but I mean, I I mean, we could screenshot the shit and send it to the commissioner and say, yo, they're threatening this shit. They'll laugh at us, but whatever. It's tough, man, because what that tells me is like, if you're doing shit like that, you know, and the fan base is posting shit like that, that tells me that they're legit nervous. Like they know what's coming in. And if you got to lower yourself to take someone's leg out and potentially ruin his career, that's just straight bullshit. And if you want to win that way, that's fine. But you're going to be labeled as a dirty son of a bitch. And I hope you can live with yourself that way because that's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And there was a clip that they had mic'd up of Matt Stafford literally going up to Kirby, and he said, hey, that was a good job. We know you're a dirty fucking player. It's all on film. We know you did that shit on purpose. It's literally floating all – yeah, bro, it's floating all over X, right? Well, Twitter, X, whatever we want to call it these days. But
listen, maybe the league saw it. Maybe the league saw it.
I'll tell you this. I know he's in our division now. We're not supposed to like him and all that shit. But Matt Stafford stands up for his players on either side of the ball.
100%.
He does not bite his tongue. I love that about Matt Stafford. I know, like I said, he's in the division. It's faux pas to you know, give him props of any kind, but he goes after guys. He has no problem running up to someone's face and telling them exactly how he feels. Bigger than him, it don't make a difference. If you do something that's foul, he's going to let you know about it. Even if he's got to wait to the end of the game to find you at the 50-yard line, he's going to find you and give you a piece of his mind. I love that about Stafford. But what I was going to say was I had two things I was going to say. But what I'm going to say is, one, we just got to, you know, it's football. You know what I'm saying? Like, injuries are a part of the game, unfortunately. But this reminds me so much of the Eagle fans saying, what are y'all going to do when we take out Purdy again? Going into that matchup. This reminds me of that so much, just so much. And what I loved about that same game with them talking all that shit, do you guys remember what happened on the first pass attempt?
No.
Which one?
Of the game against the Eagles.
No.
It was a sack by the same coming off the edge, and he sacked Purdy. Purdy bounced right up, and you never heard his name for the rest of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that. So Hassan Reddick did sack him the first pass play of the game?
Yeah, you're right. He did. Yeah.
The very first pass play of the game. The very first one. And I was like, good, get it out the way. You can sustain a hit. That was good for Purdy to me. It was good for Purdy. Like they always say, oh, you know, we return to the scene of the crime and the same person again and all that stuff. How are you going to handle it and all that? I'm sure that there was something in the back of Brock's mind thinking about it. He don't have to admit it. It's fine. It's cool. Maybe he wasn't focused on it. I know I wanted him to be able to take a sack from him or a big hit from him and get up and shake it off, and he did exactly that, and the rest is history. You guys saw what the final score of that game was. We dog-walked them, much like what we're going to do against the Lions here. So, Dre, you got anything else for us? We got a couple people in the queue waiting. You got anything else for us?
Yeah, my score prediction, man, is going to be 31-24. I feel like the Eagles, I mean, not the Eagles, but I feel like the Lions on the last possession, you know, they might get some some garbage time points. You know, they might score a touchdown on the last drive, probably 2 or 3 minutes left. You know, we get the ball back and we just run the timeout. But I think it's going to be a game that we take control of fairly early. I feel like we get 3 to 4 sacks, and I feel like Ambry Thomas is going to have a pick. He has to rejuvenate himself, bro. look, Tony's like, hey, Ambry. Hey, this is one thing I can say about Ambry, bro, and I'm out of here. Every time he has a bad game, he comes back and has a good game. Every single time he has a bad game, he comes back and has a good game.
Yes, he does.
You're right, man. I hope you're right.
Hey, me too, bro. I just really hope that Ambry comes out, he balls out, has a few pass. Like I want him to have a pass deflection on the first 2 times that he gets a ball thrown to him. Make sure that they don't catch the ball, then get a pass deflection so he can get his confidence up, and look for Ambry to have an interception. Look for us to have, you know, at least 3 to 4 sacks, man. And I think we take this game over and win by 11 points, 10 points, man.
All right. I like it, man. Great comment there by Dre, man. We appreciate you, big dog. All right. And Melissa says, Mike. Melissa says, Mike, tell him we love 4E Niners. 4E love Niners all day. All right. We're gonna bring my man up next. This one's got a video, so we're gonna change the screen, the layout a little bit here. We're gonna bring my man 49ers Media in. TC, you're up next. All right. Let me get the comment off so we can see my man. I'm gonna hide the comment for a second. All right. Bong. Oh, what? We got to take that banner off, too. I forgot about that one. All right, my man, 49ers Media, what's going on, man?
Doing well, man. I'm excited for this matchup. How are you guys doing?
Good.
I'm great. I won't speak for Tony. Man, I know what Tony had for dinner last night. Tony's great.
Mhm.
It's been a long time since we talked to you, man. What's going on?
Yeah, man. I think the last time was like the draft, so it's definitely been a while. Just busy with school, man. Trying to finish up. So yeah, but
Good. I hope it's going well, man. Anshu's in the building, man, representing. I love it. Absolutely love it, man. Come on. What are your thoughts on this game, man? Are you nervous at all? Honestly.
I'm a little bit nervous just because I feel like I do get nervous, especially in these playoff games, because I'm just like, man, we need to finally win this thing. So it just makes me a little bit more nervous. But I think the one thing that I noticed too from the last game, other than, it was raining and we were making these mistakes, and I guess we were kind of rusty because, basically we didn't play our starters week 18 and we had the bye week. But I feel like we let the Packers have that momentum right away. We didn't show who we really are right away because, they ended up, I think, winning the toss. Maybe they didn't win the toss, but anyways, they got the ball first and they were able to, go right down the field and score. So the Niners, I expect them to come out here and show why they're the number one seed and why we're not messing around. So I'm hoping that's what we see with the 49ers, tomorrow. And then I think defensively, I want to see the run defense, be better. I know we're pretty low ranked when it comes to that. So it's definitely going to be tough because, Detroit has two really, really good running backs in Ji'Ayir Gibbs and, Montgomery. So
yeah,
I think that's, definitely something big that we need to make sure that we're on our P's and Q's with that. Can't be missing tackles because, man, that's why I'm glad at least we don't have anything official about that, but it kind of looks like Ji'Ayir Brown might be starting. Just I don't know if you guys saw his story yesterday on Instagram.
I didn't. What was it?
It was just like he had a video on his Instagram that I guess he had someone make, and then he just posted on his story, and it was like him coming out of the tunnel. So I hope we get to see him start because he, even I know he's a rookie, but man, Logan Ryan just, I think, I do not want to see him on the field starting. But yeah, I think that just we got to show the Lions that we are the number one seed for a reason, because I definitely think we didn't do that last week.
Yeah. And I think, it's funny because the Niners went all year saying that we haven't really had any, drag out, down to the wire games other than the Browns one, and we lost it. They said that we needed to get what they kept calling a gritty win. I think they got it at the best time in the postseason
100%.
to build some confidence. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was a great look right there. Tony, what are your thoughts on what Anshu is saying? You worried about those two running backs?
What's up?
You worried about those two running backs?
I'm worried about the speed of Gibbs. If he can get to the edge, that's an issue. And on an option route, he is as deadly as. No, hold on. He's got the similar skill set of McCaffrey, but not as polished and as experienced as a Christian McCaffrey. He's more faster than Christian McCaffrey, but Christian McCaffrey is above him, in my opinion. But he is a threat in a one-on-one situation in the open field. I don't care what anyone says. That speed, that's a threat. That's tough. You have to take that into consideration and account for that. But I just think the Niners cannot come out the gate the way they came out versus the Packers. If they come out the gate the way they have been in big games, Dallas, Philly, Jacksonville, all those games where they came out and just stomped, with the 30 points plus game streak that we had, the Niners will be all right. They got to play their game. I think the most important thing is it comes down into the trenches with the offense and defensive line. I think they must win the trenches, and if they win the trenches, they win the game.
Okay. I like it. I like it. Anshul, you said you're nervous, man. You got a final score prediction?
I generally don't actually do score predictions.
Neither does Tony. I got both. I got two people on here that don't like doing score predictions. You think we get the dub though, right?
100%. I think
Boom.
that we're definitely going to look better than we did last week. I think it was just a little rust.
All right. You got any other questions for us before we get to TC?
No.
Okay, man. Thanks for joining in, man. Make sure tell people where to find you, man. Tell them about the page and all that stuff. All your different social media avenues. Let them know.
Appreciate that. You guys can find me over on Instagram and Twitter at 49er Media. So appreciate you guys, and let's go Niners.
49ers Media. You guys will see him in the comments all the time, correcting us when we give wrong stats and wrong player names and stuff like that. My man is on it. He is a wealth of knowledge. You guys go over there, give him a follow. He's got some phenomenal stuff going on. We're gonna bring my man TC in, man. What's going on, big dog?
Hey,
Beard
man.
game strong. I see you, man. What's up, bro?
Bang bang Niner gang.
All day.
Y'all don't get mad at me for this Yankee stuff I got on. I'm Niners East Coast.
It's all good, bro. We all are.
Yeah. But I'm not worried about this game. I was more worried about the Green Bay game. Coming off that bye week, little sluggish, you could see. But even at our worst, we still handle Green Bay. And again, what you just said about the Cleveland game, we got the gritty game that we needed. I hated the fact that Keyshawn wanted it moved the goalposts. He's saying 2 scores down they need to come back from. They did what they had to do, man. I enjoyed that game. That game had me nervous, man. My nerves was bad, Purdy came through in the end. The team came through. They was clutch. I think we take away the running game because we go up early on them. I think they come out. I think they come out strong and go up at least 2 touchdowns. You take away that run game. That's the only way we're going to be able to take away the run game from Detroit is to go up early. Where we force them to pass. And if we force them to pass, now those boys going to hunt.
We feast.
Feast. They're going to hunt, man. So I'm not worried. I can't wait. And again, I forget his name right here, but he talked about
Tony.
I'm with Tony. I don't care who we get in the Super Bowl. It's a revenge Super Bowl regardless. We get payback. It don't matter if we play Kansas City or Baltimore. I think it'll probably be a better if we play Baltimore because we've seen them already. We kind of know what they got. They'll be a little bit more prepared. It's gonna be rough, man. But if we want 6, it don't matter who's there, in my opinion.
All right, I got a follow-up question for both of you, but TC, you can go first. What kind of lead do the Niners need to have in order to make them one-dimensional? Because if it's me, if I'm the Lions, their best shot is to stay balanced, right? What I don't think is 0 to 10 points is enough to abandon the run game. That's me personally. Y'all might think it, if you think 2 scores is enough to go out there and say, all right, that'll make them one-dimensional. I don't know that Dan Campbell is quite wired that way. What do you guys think? What kind of lead do we need to have in order to say, all right, we got to start passing the ball now. We got to abandon the run.
14 for me, 2 touchdowns. So 14 to 17 points. I believe that they'll get away from the run. 2 quick scores and it's a wrap. They're not going to run that ball.
Okay. I like it. Tony, you think so? 14?
You're talking about Detroit, right?
Yeah. What do we need to do to get them to be one-dimensional?
I would say 2 scores. I would say 2 scores.
Okay. All right. I like it.
I mean, like can't say 2 scores. It could be 10 points. I think if the Niners get up 10 points, or even if the Niners get up a touchdown on them, right, and then they kick the field goal, they're up 7-0, whatever. They kick the ball off and they stop them again. right? And then the Niners come back and like we go down the field, we get a field goal, so we're up 10. I think that's when they'll start teetering on that one-dimensional line. And like I've said in the last playoff game, the first team that goes full one-dimensional usually is the team that loses. So now, TC, I have a question for you. Why were you more worried about the Green Bay game than this game? I could tell you why I thought it was, and I told Mike already, but I just want to know what your thought process is.
Well, I thought Green Bay finished up the year hot, right? We seen that. We seen how they went into Dallas and they dismantled the Cowboys, right? They was hot. They was on a streak. They was all in sync. Aaron Jones running the ball tough. Love in the passing game was tough. The defense was together. So they was playing good football. They was playing sound football on both sides of the ball. And then, the Niners, again, we hadn't played football for 3 weeks. So I figured it would be a tough game. I wasn't afraid that we was going to lose. I thought it would be close. And, going into the fourth had me worried, because we moved up and down the field. I mean, when you look at the stats of that game, the only thing they had beat us in was time of possession. That was only by 29 seconds?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. That's the only category they beat us in.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, watching the game, you can see Green Bay played their best game against a rusty Niners team, and we were still better.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you now that these Niners got that game under their belt, I don't give score predictions. I hate it. I try, and I'm never close. So, but what I would say is it's either going to be a close game or a blowout. Now, my take for this game is we're gonna blow them out, man. I believe they blow Detroit out. I believe we get the same type of game we saw in Jacksonville and the 2 games we saw in Santa Clara versus the Cowboys and Philly. I believe this is the game we're going to get.
All right, so the reason why I asked you, and I said this to Mike, and this is the way I look at it. I look more in depth of the matchup. Last week, this team knows the makeup. Well, hold on. Kyle Shanahan is obviously the creator of his philosophy and his offense. He had one of his top lieutenants over his career who followed him all over the place, which is now LaFleur, who's the Green Bay Packers coach. So it comes down to this, right? Green Bay knew the ins and outs. Well, they were prepared for the ins and outs of what Kyle was about to present to them on that field. As far as radio into the defensive coordinator, say, listen, next play, if they show this, expect this. If they're motioning this side, they're going backside. Those are quick on-the-fly adjustments that could be made in that game, which makes it a little bit tougher in that game, in that matchup. Now, this game, this opponent, there's no ties to the 49ers here. There's no ties to Kyle Shanahan. There's no ties to Steve Wilks. If anything, it's minimal. I think Aaron Glenn was an assistant D-back coach when Kyle was in Cleveland as an offensive coordinator. But clearly, there's no communication with the offensive game plan compared to an assistant defensive back coach. So, with that being said, there's going to be no quick in-game adjustments here for Detroit. If they see something there and they're like, oh, shit, Dan Campbell's not that coach. Aaron Glenn's not that coach. And Johnson's not that coach because he's the offensive coach. Granted, he has a lot of principles that Kyle has in his offense in Detroit, which kudos to him because it seems like everyone's latching on to this system. So with that being said, I was more worried last week. I am worried now because I feel both of these teams are hot teams. And if anything, you want to look in the mirror if you're a 49er fan, you're going to see the Detroit Lions roster because that's the way they are. They were built the same way. They're just similar teams that do similar things. on the offensive side of the ball. Defensive side of the ball, they are very aggressive. And I'm just waiting to see.
But they can't tackle.
I want to see how aggressive they are, how quick they're going to be in this game. And I want to see what the response is going to be and if they're going to be hung out to dry from being over aggressive. Because every playoff game, they blitzed like it was going out of style, whether it was linebackers, safeties, slot corners. And by doing that, you're taking a piece away from the middle of the field. Now, where do the 49ers have their strength? Where do they attack? The middle of the field. So that's where I am with this, but both teams are definitely hot. Both teams are very good teams. But as far as the one side where I'm like teetering, where I'm like, okay, I feel a little bit comfortable about this, there's no ties to Kyle Shanahan whatsoever. So there's going to be like no quick on-the-field adjustments if something goes awry in favor for the 49ers and against the Detroit Lions.
That makes sense. But I'll take the 49ers offense against against Detroit's defense any day.
Well, the one thing that's scaring me is that matchup with McKivitz. And if they overload that side, I think you're going to have to keep somebody in, which takes somebody out of your pass patterns. So now, instead of going out with your full arsenal and the 21 personnel, you're going to have Juice, you're going to have Kittle stay back to chip on that side to protect McKivitz. And now you're not going at your full arsenal isn't going out into a pattern. That's the only downside.
You know what's weird about that? I think forcing us to play to the left side of the field is an advantage for the 49ers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like we run better to the left, in my opinion. It would play in our favor. And if the pressure's coming from the right, that's where you throw right over the pressure. And
I'm talking about throwing. If you're gonna drop him back at a 5-step drop, you better have somebody helping McKivitz over there on the right side.
I agree. Now,
unless you're going to roll him away from the rush, that's a different story. You could leave him unblocked. You could roll him away and hit it like a shallow slant and get the ball out, get it out quick, and let those guys do what they do. But this guy will cause hell if they single him up one-on-one with McKivitz in a passing situation.
Okay. All right. TC, man, thanks for jumping in. We got Ricky down there waiting, so we're gonna let you go, bro, unless you have any other questions for us.
No, that's it, man. That's it. I'm looking forward to joining y'all live tomorrow after the game.
All right, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. Victory shot's gonna be on deck, man. I can feel it. I'm telling you.
Indeed. Y'all take it light,
bro. You be safe out there, man.
Yep.
My man Ricky is up next. Ricky look like he ready to coach somebody, man. What's going on, Ricky? How you doing?
What's good, man? How you all doing?
Oh, we are doing very well over here, man. Doing very well. How about yourself, man? Everything is good?
Yeah, everything is good. I'm calling from Dallas, Texas, home of the Cowgirls.
Ooh, hold on, wait. I gotta see something real quick, man. I gotta check out your drip real quick. I gotta see what you're rocking over there. I am a hoodie person, and I don't know if I've seen that one before. You gotta tell me where you got this. I gotta give you a full screen real quick so I can take a look at this, man.
Dude, I think I got this. Man, maybe on 49er.com, but it's a couple years ago, man. But it's just one of my go-to ones. It's just one of my go-to ones, man.
I'm feeling it, bro. I like it, man. I like it. Looks comfortable, man. I'm a little jealous. I'm gonna have to go ahead and put that on my little wish list. Send it over to my wife or something, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man. What are your thoughts on this game, man? Your level of nervousness on the scale of 1 to 10?
0. 0. And you know, and the thing about it is, like the previous caller said, I think that Green Bay, although they were good, we got kind of their best, and I don't think we gave them our best. And if we're being honest, Detroit, although they played last week, they were literally a Baker Mayfield INT from possibly going into overtime. And Baker Mayfield, I mean, he balled against him. And it wasn't like of the 4 in the NFC, I would probably rank them Niners first. Then I probably would put Green Bay and then Detroit and then Tampa Bay. So I feel like if anything, I think last week it kind of woke us up. And it's almost like when you know that you don't play your best, but you're happy, like, oh man, I'm glad we got away. I'm like, we got away with one because that wasn't our best showing. Because as much hate as Purdy gets, I'm like, shut up. When the game was on the line, that dude was money. was
Yes,
money.
sir.
And the thing about it is, I told somebody, I think people would rather lose beautifully than win ugly. So they'll take a Josh Allen loss to when he played against the Chiefs a couple years ago when they lost in overtime, whatever. Like, oh yeah, man, but he did good. Yeah, but he lost.
Mm-hmm.
But he lost.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, we played bad, quote unquote, but we have an opportunity this week to right our wrongs. We're
Yes.
gonna run the ball on them. I think the secondary is trash. So I'm gonna say that right now.
Mm.
Their secondary is trash. CJ Garner
Saucy
Johnson,
Gardner
whatever.
Johnson. Yeah.
Dude, do you not remember? You think we don't remember about Kittle when you in New Orleans? You don't think we remember that? You don't remember that? You think we don't remember that? Where you had to literally hog time or something like that, because he had beat you, and you know what I'm saying, on the pretty much the game winning catch and everything. So it's like I'm not worried about it. I think this week, Kyle, especially when we have Debo back, I expect us to run the ball. I don't care if they say, "Oh, we got this running game" or whatever. So what? We played against the Ravens, and CMC was able to run on them. We're not. Chris McCaffrey is that dude. Chris McCaffrey is that dude. Brock Purdy is that dude. I think Kyle's going to, like Tony was saying, I don't think they have a familiarity with us at all. And so I just think once we start scoring, we will make them more dynamic. And so it's not like we haven't played golf before. Okay, we played him before. We understand he's a great guy. He can be accurate at times, but I expect Armstead to get busy this week. I expect Armstead to get busy this week. And the thing about it, with him getting busy, it basically pushes the pocket back, and we're not really worried about him scrambling, whatever. But I expect Armstead to get busy because I'm pretty sure the D line heard all week. Hey, you all didn't do anything. Chase Young, where are you? Bosa, where are you? Armstead, where are you? Hargrave, where are you? So I expect them this week. And Detroit has this great line. Yes, they do. But guess what? We have a good line too. We haven't showed it in a while, but we do have a good line, and we're close. We're close. We're close, and we're not. I don't think we're going to overlook them. I think they're going to get our full attention. But I also think that we've been here. We've been the bridesmaid the last couple of times, and we don't like it. It's time for us to get back to the dance, win it. I don't care if it's Mahomes or Ravens, win it. So therefore, we can start a new dynasty, because I think once Kyle gets that first one in, it's almost like a weight off his shoulder, and he'll be able to coach freer, and we'll be able to just roll now.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, man. I like it a lot. Let me ask y'all this question: Do y'all want to see Debo get a one-on-one opportunity, like with the ball in his hands, and just run over Gardner Johnson, or would you rather see him shake him and just run it for a big one? Like, which one do you think would be more demoralizing to their team?
Run him over. Run him over.
He didn't even hesitate. He didn't hesitate. Tony, you feel the same way?
Yeah, absolutely. That's humiliating. You're taking his manhood from him, bro. Like, you break his ankles, you break his ankles. You physically impose your will on him and just truck his ass. That's two different feelings, bro.
We've seen people do it against Jalen Ramsey. Remember when he's like, "Oh, I can't catch him." Okay, you can't catch him. He pushed you down. That's what happened.
Right. I just feel like, see, my thing is, when I go back and listen to the trash talk from Gardner from last year or beginning of this season, whatever you want to call it, he kept saying, "I can cover you. You're not a good wide receiver. I can cover you. You're a running back." Like, that's what he kept saying to him. That's what he kept saying to him. I feel like if Debo just has one good route on him, it completely takes him out of this game emotionally. I understand the trucking thing, but Debo's a physical guy. I think we all kind of expect that to happen. You know what I'm saying? I think, but you don't want him hitting him. You don't want him leading into him with that right shoulder.
No.
We'll see. Has anyone ever told you like Del Curry? Because they're pretty sure that's who you are.
Who, me?
Yeah, they saying you like Del Curry.
No, man, I have not heard it. Man, I just think this week, Number one, I think we're going to win. I just want Kyle to keep his foot on the gas because we know sometimes Kyle, we can get up early and then Kyle just kind of dials it back. I want us to continue to score, kind of like what we did with treat them like the Cowboys and like the Eagles. Continue to score until it's time, until you see they've pulled their starters or whatever, and now we have Darnold in the game. I want that type of dominance, leave no doubt. Because the thing about it is, I think when we kind of dial it back some, that's when I think we're more susceptible to getting hurt or whatever. So it's like, keep scoring on them. Keep scoring on them. Don't take anything for granted. Don't be like, oh, no. Keep scoring on them. Make them pull their starters, whatever, and then we can let Jordan Mason or Elijah Mitchell or Ray McLeod, whoever, Ronnie Bell, let them get in the game. Sam Darnold. And just let them and just let them. Let's have a sign of everybody on the sideline with their hand inside their jersey. They're talking, they clap, they're laughing. I want that type of dominance. Leave no doubt this week.
I like it, man. I like it. Ricky, man, thank you so much for jumping in here. We appreciate you. Do you have any other final thoughts or questions for us before we let you go?
Hey, man, bang, bang, 90 gang, 90 faithful. No need to be nervous. I mean, I get it a little bit, but trust me, when we get the plan, Kyle's going to ease your mind. He's going to call a great game. Purdy's going to show that he is that guy. To hell with what the pundits keep talking about, whatever. He wins, and that's all we need from him.
We appreciate you, Ricky, man. Thank you so much for jumping in here. We appreciate it, guys. We're going to open up the lines one more time, see if anybody else out there wants to join. We're going to post the link in here again one more time up on the screen. Bam, there it is. All right. We're going to paste it in the chat in case anybody missed it. You guys can click the links in there as well. All right. We're going to see if anybody else wants to jump in. Tony, in the meantime, bro, come on, man. This show is showing me something. Man, what happened to the gun guy? He kept saying Lions by a million, but give me a realistic thing. Give me something for real. Right? It's one thing to say, oh, I think the Lions are gonna win. I get it, cool. You're a fan. I understand that. I respect that. Say the Lions are gonna win, but I want someone from the Lions fan base to call in and say how they think they can do it. Like what aspect of the 49ers offense do you think that you can take away? You know, what can you guys do offensively against this 49ers defense that you think is sustainable, something that you're going to do? You know, I really wish there was a way to tap in and get the Lions fans to call in or something, but they won't do it. They won't do it. It's wild to me. It's wild. Tony, they scared.
He's stupid.
I saw the most Lions hate online today, and it was all about a video that was posted with the Niners players and puppies. Like it was puppies that they seem to be upset about. Like, oh, this team is soft. That's where they started coming out. I'm like, is this where the trash talk comes from?
The team ain't soft. If they knew anything, they have a puppy inside the building for stress and it's stress and
it's like an emotional support animal, right?
Yes.
I don't think any Lions fans are going to call in, man. I think they know what's in store for them. But you know, like I told my boy G, you got to pick your team. You have to, right? I mean, if your team is playing in a playoff game and you're not picking them, it's weird. Now you could say we're going to need everything to go right in order to get this win. I've been there before, right? I remember when the Niners played the Saints in 2011 playoffs with Alex Smith out there, and I was like, man, that Saints was the hottest offense in the entire NFL. We jumped out to like a 17-0 lead in that game, and I was like, yeah, this game is far from over. My uncle was calling me like, yo, man, you guys look like the real deal. I don't know if y'all remember, the Saints got onto a good drive. You see the big hit by Whitner forcing the fumble, knocked my man out. We scooped the ball up, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we were running on them. We were going crazy, and then all of a sudden, they had a lead again. I haven't, and in that game, I said, I'm picking the Niners, but we need everything to go right. I really sincerely felt that way. I said we were going up against the most dangerous team in the NFL at the time, and I was like, it's not going to be a cakewalk. It's going to be a hard-fought battle. Thank God it's at home, blah, 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 blah. And it came down to the wire. It came down to the wire. That was one of the most exciting playoff games I had ever seen. You know, I think the only one that I would say was probably more exciting the Niners weren't involved in, it was at Houston Texans against What was it? Where they came back like down 28 in the postseason. You remember that?
Giants.
No, it wasn't the Texans.
No,
It
it
wasn't
Niners
Giants.
and the Giants.
No. I'm talking about something more recent. It was an AFC game for sure. And I believe Houston was involved in that game. I can't remember who they were playing. Or was it?
You're talking about Buffalo Bills?
I can't remember. It was a team getting blown out. And they came back and like it anyway.
Houston was blowing. That was years ago. It was like 1993 or 94, 93.
No. I know. God dang it, man. Hold on. Now I got it. Now I got to get to the Googles because I got to figure it out. But Tony, you could talk about something while I look this up. Biggest playoff comeback in the NFL. All right. So you're talking about the Bills 35-3 deficit versus the Houston Oilers.
Yeah.
That was in 93. That's what you were talking about. But there was another one.
The Niners were 1-2 versus the Giants in the divisional round. Wild card.
This is it right here. Colts Chiefs in 2014. That's what it was. I think that's the one I'm thinking about. I think that's the one I'm thinking about because they were down 28. They were down 28 in that game. That was 2014. Andy Reid had Alex Smith, and it was Andrew Luck who was on the losing or the winning end. And Alex Smith did everything he could for that team to win that game. Kansas City had a 38-10 lead in the fourth quarter. I'm sorry, in the third quarter. And they came back. The other one that was more recent was last year. Yeah, it was last year. The Jaguars and the Chargers. Chargers are just trash, man. I can't stand watching the Chargers, but we'll see if that changes this year, right? The Chargers had a 27-0 lead with 2 minutes left in the first half. And then the Jaguars came back to win. That was a big notch in the in favor of the Jaguars there. That was a good confidence builder for the young quarterback there in Trevor Lawrence. And then you had the Chiefs in 2020, and Houston had a 24-point lead. Maybe that's the game I was thinking about because that one involved the Texans also. They had a 24-0 lead in the first half, and it was early too, like 10 minutes left in the second quarter, and it was 24-0. And the Chiefs went out there and just went crazy on them. They ended up winning that game 51-31. I'm pretty sure that's the game I was thinking about. That's the one I was thinking about. You're talking about the Niners game, the 39-38 win, Tony. That was 2003. That was a Jeff Garcia game, right? Kerry Con, Jeff Garcia. Very interesting. We got Nick in here, man. He's going to come in here. Let's go, my man, Nick. Huh? You ready, bro? Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. We're going to bring my man in, always with the stunner shades on. I see you, bro. Here we go. Let's get my man Nick in here. What's up, big dog? Oh, look at the air.
Good, baby. Here we go, man. Here we go. Bang, bang, Niner gang, baby. I'm ready.
Man, all day. I love to see it. Love to see it, man. How you feeling about this one, man? Confidence level.
I am, man. I ain't gonna lie though. I was a little nervous after the Green Bay game because I was there, man, and I must have died and came back to life 10 times, man. But I'll be honest with you, it's been a while, right, since we won a game like that. So to be like that down and then come up like that, it was like a great feeling, but then it's taxing on your body, man. We were all beat, me, Breezy, everybody. We were beat, man. It took a lot out of us emotionally and, physically too.
Yeah, it sure did. But, I said this earlier. I think we needed it. I think we needed to be battle tested like that and to get it in the postseason after essentially 3 weeks off for Brock Purdy in the rain. You could see that he was rusty. The defense was a little bit rusty. They were, and it's weird because the defense would look really, really good and they would give up a big third down. It's like third and a mile, and it's like there's no way you're going to convert this.
PIs killed us as well.
Yeah, they absolutely did. They did. Let me ask you this, Nick. If there was one thing that worried you about this Lions team, whether it be an individual player, the run game, the pass game, whatever it is, what would you say is your biggest concern about this game?
Them getting off to a fast start. That's what concerns me, right? Because, I think we got the game regardless, but I think that'll kind of set us back and kind of like sap the energy out of, the crowd and the atmosphere and all that stuff. I mean, Levi's is dope regardless, right? But if you go down like double digits to them because they are such a good offensive team, that's what will worry me, but nothing else really. I don't see it happening, honestly. I think we'll go blow for blow, but our defense is a lot better and our offense is a lot better. And our coaching staff is, people don't realize this, right? Our coaching staff is way more experienced as far as playoffs, right? I mean, they've gotten their experience this year. That's one thing that really people haven't been noting. And then the team itself, right? Like, we're seasoned, right? I mean, to Tony's point earlier, right? We got our ugly game out the way, our bad game out the way. Now we're ready to roll them boys, and Vegas, here we come.
Love it. I absolutely love it, man. We're going to be out there. We're going to be making noise and all that stuff. What are your plans for Vegas? I know you said y'all are going out there, man. What you got on deck for everybody?
So Chapman, right? John Chapman and Breezy. We're actually gonna throw a party the day before and then a watch party the day of. We don't have the venue yet because we're not gonna book it. We don't know we make it. But we're also gonna have a couple players there. I know we're gonna have Navarro Bowman for sure. He's already in the books, and then we're gonna have another player as well. So you know how we do 49er Rush Road Trip. It's all about a family experience, fan experience, and it's gonna be dope, man. I fly in there Friday and fly back out Tuesday, so I'll definitely see you over there. Hopefully, to celebrate afterwards.
That's what I'm talking about, man. You know me. I'm gonna find a nice cigar lounge during the week.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna sit out there and have a good smoke. You know what I mean? Something nice to drink, and I'll be celebrating. I'm gonna be on a high all week long. And it's the week of Valentine's Day. I'm going out there with another couple, me and wifey. Oh man,
I forgot about that one, but I'll make it up to you. Know what I'm saying? We actually booked both to Vegas, and for whatever reason, I booked the wrong weekend, and then when I went to rebook, it was too expensive. So
yeah. I understand, and that's the same thing that happened with us. My man hit me up, was like, Mike, I got some comp suites or whatever. Like, what do you want to do when you want to do it? And he told me the date initially. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to be there on Sunday. That's the Super Bowl. Like, I want to watch the game in peace. Not thinking, where better to be watching the Super Bowl than in Vegas while the Niners are out there, right? I didn't think it through. So we booked it to start on Monday instead of on Sunday, man. I messed that up, man. I really dropped the ball on that one.
It's all right. Wifey's probably happy you got the Valentine, date going too. So you get both ways. You get to see your team and you get to make, the family happy.
Yeah, absolutely. And nothing better to do than be hungover on a flight where you could just go to sleep, relax. You know what I'm saying?
That's me all
I
day,
plan on playing it up.
when I travel back.
Yeah, absolutely. You got any questions for us though?
So what? I mean, I think you kind of you pointed to it, right? So, I asked you the same thing. What worries you the most about this game?
Oh man, this is gonna sound cocky, but I'm not really worried about anything. I know that sounds crazy, right? I mean, it's football, any given Sunday and all that. I would say the officials probably worry me more than the actual Lions. Like, there's nothing that they can do that makes me worry. Don't worry about the little in the background. It's I got 4 kids running around. My dog is mad. Like, don't worry about it, bro. It's all good. I'm probably more worried about the officials and how they can affect the game more than the actual Lions. I think man for man, toe to toe, we win. I think we got it under control.
I feel you, man. The officials, it's like they say, don't let it come to that or the kicker, and it'll be all good. And I think it won't, but for whatever reason, man, I don't know if we're undisciplined or we're chippier and they always catch us instead of the first guy, but we'll figure it out.
What about you, Tony? Biggest concern about this game? I know you said Aiden Hutchinson over McKivitz. Is that the one for you?
That's a concern, but I think if this defensive line can't get any pressure on Goff, I think it could be a long day.
Pick us apart, yep.
Interesting. See, I might even that. I wish you could feel that way. Like, I feel like our secondary is going to be locked in. We had a bad game last week in the secondary. We don't double up on it. We don't do it back to back. I don't know, man. I don't know.
So
I just can't do it.
Pressure up the middle is what's going to dictate that, right? Because their interior line is hurt. We got the backup and the center is hurt as well, right? The backup right guard. So Armstead, playoff Armstead got to show up, and what's his name? Hardgrave. Yeah, Hardgrave got to, he got to earn that playoff money right here, baby, which I think he will. Get to golf quick, shortest way to the quarterback is right up the middle. So we'll see.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, man. Listen, Nick, thanks for jumping in. We got a few more people down that are waiting to get in. We appreciate you, brother. You be safe out there this weekend, man. Where you watching the game? Where you watching the game tomorrow?
So speaking of that, right? I met up with.
I
Melissa,
heard already. I was leading. This is free promo. Come on, baby.
So I invited her over to Miller's Ale House over here in Paramus. This is where me and my Niner family watch all the games. So if you in the Northeast New Jersey area over here, come through, man. We're always there, repping, rolling deep. When I'm not in the games, I'm right there. But even if I'm not there, just roll over there, man. You'll see the Niner flag, and we represent the Niners, man, from coast to coast, baby.
All day, every day, man. I absolutely love it, man. Nick, man, blessings to you and yours, man. We appreciate everything that you do for us, man. You good people.
Bang, bang, Niner gang, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. We got my man David in here. Big Dave is over here, man. I got to bring my man up. Long time no see. Dave, what's going on with you, big dog?
What's up, Mike? What's up, Tony?
What's going on, Dave?
Nothing much, man. Just waiting for this game, man, to pop off. And I went to my first Niner game this year. I know it was a bad game, but I had a good time. It was on Christmas, and I had a blast, win or lose. But that was my first game ever at Santa Clara, and hopefully many more games I could go to.
Yeah, that had to be quite the experience. You know what I'm saying? The highs and lows of being excited for your first game, and then obviously the outcome of the game and all that stuff, right? But it's an experience unlike any other, man. There's something about being out there in Santa Clara. I've been to games all over the place, but when you're there at home with the fellow faithful, you're surrounded by them, man. It's an infectious energy. I wish you could have been out there for a win, but the cool thing is this. We ain't going nowhere, big dog. Like the Niners are going to be good for years to come. There's going to be more opportunities. You're going to get out there with one of the wins, man. But look at this Lions game, man. What are your thoughts about it?
I agree with what you were saying about the other guy. I don't got no fears about this game, but I do fear against the refs screwing us over. So
absolutely.
Man, I think Brock Purdy's gonna go off. I think he's gonna have over 300 yards passing game. And it's not raining. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You good. You got it.
The weather's gonna be nice, so everybody's gonna be pumped up. How many touches Debo might get? How much do you guys think he's gonna get the ball?
Oh, now we talking.
I got him on my DraftKings lineup.
All right, so I'm gonna set the over under, and then you guys in the chat, Dave, Tony, you guys tell me what you think over under. I'm gonna say total touches for Debo Samuel in this game. Now they said that he has no injuries. He's back and he's ready to go. And when they put him at the podium, he was like, "I ain't holding nothing back. I'm putting it all out there." He said it straight out his mouth. It was almost like he was insulted by the question. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say over under total 7.5. What y'all think? Chat, y'all let us know over under. We'll start with David. What you think, man? Over under 7.5.
I say way over. He's going to get more than 7.5.
Okay.
I said more than 7.5, and then I say him and Christian McCaffrey 2 touchdowns each.
That's what I'm talking about. Tony, man, what you thinking over there, bro?
I'm going over. It's playoff time. It's playoff time.
Did I set it too low? Should I have said something like 10.5? Like, what's up?
No,
like y'all really thinking Debo gonna be in there like that?
Hell yeah. He's gonna go beast mode. He's going beast mode.
If Debo gets that many damn touches, bro, this game is over. It's over. If he gets that many touches,
if you think about it, it's only 3 carries and 4 catches, maybe. That's it. That's not a lot.
That's true. That's true. That is very, very true, man. It's interesting. I just don't know if they're going to do the whole Debo decoy thing going. You know what I'm saying? Which has its benefits. Let me be very clear what I'm saying. Even as a decoy out there on the field, they got to account for him with at least two people. You end up having to keep a linebacker and the corner on him. You got to watch him. So even that is good. Jimbo in the chat says he's going to have 8 touches for 120 yards. I like the 2 touchdown thing. I think if we get down in the red zone, the goal line area, that's where you got to watch out for him also. He's dangerous in the short areas. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at the 2 touchdown thing at all. I like it a lot.
They need to do what they did against the Eagles. Run those play actions with Christian McCaffrey, with Debo, run the ball, get them started, get the jet running. You know what I mean? Run those touchdowns, and I think the score is going to be 37-17. Niners all day.
I don't find 20. That's what I'm talking about, David. Man.
Hell yeah.
I love it. Tony, you got anything else for David? We got Sin waiting. She figured out how to do it. She's in here. But Tony, I wanted to give you the floor if you wanted to have any questions or comments for David also.
Good. I'm good. Very valid points.
Yeah,
I
watch you guys. I watch you guys show all the time. So I'm a faithful like you guys. You know what I mean? All day, every day to the day we die. And what was I gonna say? I know. Goff doesn't play good against us, but we're not shut him down. And okay. Well, who you guys want to play in the Super Bowl? Chiefs or the Ravens?
Whoever's there, we're playing, and that's it. I don't care.
Exactly. Good answer. Good answer.
I want the Chiefs. Hear me out. I want the Chiefs because I want to go back to our most recent Super Bowl loss. And I want Kyle to get this little monkey off his back because he might not say it. There's not a lot of coaches and play callers or play designers in the league that are, in my opinion, on Kyle's level. But Andy Reid is one of the best to do it. He really, really is one of the best to do it. And I will never forget halftime out there at what was the name of the bar up in where were we at? Hoboken? What was the name of that bar? Oh my God, it's closed down now in Jersey. I'm having the biggest brain fart, but I'll never forget that game. Andy Reid was going for the jugular, and he holds no punches in the biggest game of the year. My man went for it twice on 4th down in the first half. And so I want Kyle to go out there and really, really take advantage of it. And I want him to go toe-to-toe with Andy Reid and get it off. Pause. You know, what do you say? We have to make sure.
I agree with you too, man. If you want to be a championship, you have to beat Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
you're not going to get any respect until you beat the best. Now, the good thing is we're going to be going up against 2 MVP. We're going to be going up against MVP quarterback, no matter how you look at it. I don't care who wins it this year until they announce it. I don't know if they even announce it. Or I don't care about any of that. But they both have already won the MVP. They both have already achieved it. So you're going to have Mr. Irrelevant as a quarterback versus a league MVP at the quarterback position. What a way to go out there and take it. You know what I'm saying? Like like Tony said, no, it don't matter which one of them it is. We got to go out there and do it, but it's going to be great storylines heading into that game, man. One game at a time, obviously. Like we don't want to sound too confident overlooking the Lions, but fuck them, right? They don't stand a chance. I'm sorry. I don't think they stand a chance, honestly. But I want to go against the Chiefs first. And then we'll see, what happens. But either way, I'm gonna be talking my shit heading into it.
Oh hell yeah, me too.
David, man, listen, bro.
I start with you guys. I watch you guys show all the time, so I'm a Niner faithful like you guys, man. So you guys have a blessed day. We'll be in the Super Bowl tomorrow, and we're making it. I don't got no doubts. My Niners been winning me money all year. So I'm going all out. You know what I mean?
That's right, man. Put your chips on the table for this one, bro. We got this one right here, man. Listen, Dave, we appreciate the support, man. You're A+ from day one, man. You stay safe out there, all right?
Yeah, you too, man. Both of you guys.
All right. Thanks, brother.
Yep.
All right. We're going to bring Sin in now. Sin, we should be able to hear you. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. We got you loud and clear.
How you two doing?
Hi, Sin.
Hey there. How you two doing?
We're good.
So,
Getting ready.
I got my tickets to the Super Bowl, not the actual tickets into the Super Bowl, but I got my flights and my hotel. So they better not screw up my plans, and they better beat the Lions. Now, I have a question for Tony.
Yeah.
If I missed this, I apologize. What do you think about the matchup between Aiden Hutchinson and Colton McKivitz?
Yeah, I spoke about that. I'll go over it again. It's no problem. I got you, Sin. In a one-on-one situation, if it's like a second and long, third and long, known passing situation, they have to keep somebody in and help him. If it's regular, like, first and 10, second and 5, third and 4, where they could scheme something to slow him down and get him or scheme him out of the play, I think it'll work. But if it's a definite shotgun passing situation where he has no responsibility but just to get to Brock Purdy, that's a scary matchup, and somebody will stay in. They have to stay in. And my concern is by keeping somebody in because of that matchup, that's one less weapon into the pattern. So that's where I'm worried. That's one of my worries in this game. But like, we faced Aaron Donald twice a year. We've faced Micah Parsons in the playoffs and the regular season, and those are two dominant players. And Kyle has a tendency to consistently scheme those guys by using the regression against them and taking them out of the play, if that makes sense.
Okay. So
he's going to make a play. There's no doubt in my mind. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets back there and gets a sack. But my thing is, you have to control him. He's a phenomenal player, like the other guys are, but you have to be able to control him. If you can't control him with two people or whatever, your scheming isn't working, that could be an issue for this team.
Well, I just don't want him to fold like a lawn chair on every play. That's all I'm saying. And I need the Niners to win this game. I need them to win the Super Bowl. And to be honest with you, I don't care which one they play because they're both in the Super Bowl, because Kansas City, I was at both Super Bowls. I was at the 2012 Super Bowl.
Damn.
I was at the 2019 Super Bowl. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a revenge game on both ends.
I agree with you. And if you need armed security, let me know. I'm more than willing to travel with you to the Super Bowl.
Listen, in 2012, I needed armed security, and I'm going to leave that discussion for another time, next time I see y'all.
They got disrespectful what you said? All right, she said next time. All right, it's fine. I'll let it go. You ain't got to put nothing out there right now, but that's wild. I don't like hearing that because now I wish I was there with you, see? I'll be
Down in New Orleans. Right. Okay. But anyway, this is going to be good. Do you guys think that we're going to win this game on Sunday?
Good, Mike.
Tony? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. No, Sin, I have never been more sure of the 49ers winning a game and the NFC championship game in my entire life. I have never been more sure of it. I've never been. When we were playing the Rams that year, the year that we lost, I said it, guys, it's tough to beat somebody 3 times in a row. It's tough to do. It's tough to do. Oh, we own the Rams. We own the Rams. Like, yeah, I hear you guys, but playoff football is different. Right. Playoff football is different. And I was a little nervous. Of course, I'm going to pick my team, right? But if I'm being honest with you guys, I was a little nervous about that. I was like, you guys talking like those past games have anything to do with the outcome of the upcoming game. Sin, I've never been more sure that the Niners win this game. And not only am I sure of it, I think we win by a wide margin. I don't think they stand a chance. I don't know how to explain it. And I'm not this type of person, right? When we go up and play people, it's like, all right, I said the Niners over the Packers by 16. I should have been thinking about the weather. I should have been thinking about how long it had been since Brock Purdy played and all that. I didn't take any of that stuff into consideration. And then we lost Debo early. I still think if Debo was on that field, my pick of Niners by 16 would have been pretty good. I still think that, because if Brock is struggling, they find ways to get him some shorter, easier, confident building passes. But when you lose Debo, it kind of does something to that. So I won't say that I was right, because obviously I wasn't. However, I just feel like if we're winning that game with all of our weapons present and able to play at least 2 or 3 quarters, I feel like we would have got that. This game, It ain't close.
So with Green Bay, with the familiarity, I was more concerned about them, truly. But we weathered that storm, and I think all the rust should be gone, and we should be good. And Brock Purdy ought to be concerned about rehabilitating his reputation, because it took a tank last week.
It took a big one, a big tank.
Right.
But and Tony shared the same sentiment with you. He talked about the familiarity and all that. He was talking about how worried he was about the game and all. But what about this upcoming game, Tony? Are you worried?
I'm worried. I'm not going to lie. I'll keep it real with you. The familiarity is not there. Coaching staff on coaching staff, the 49ers clearly have the advantage over the coaching staffs. My thing is, if you look at these rosters, they're two identical rosters on how they're built. They invested heavily in their offensive line. We invested heavily in our defensive line. So that means the opposite is not their strengths, right? So our offensive line and their defensive line. But they do have someone that they got very fortunate with that fell into their lap named Aiden Hutchinson. And we just spoke about that. But my thing is this, right? San Francisco had the rep where people would say, oh, shit, man, we just played the Niners. I'm still hurting a week later. I don't see that anymore. I'm not seeing that same physical, downhill, knock you back, beat you down. I haven't seen it with the defensive line. I haven't seen it with the offensive line. Trent Williams, you see it with, but McKivitz doesn't seem like that striking of a player. Feliciano's doing a solid job at the right guard. I want to see them come back with that physicality and start like imposing their will again, like the way they were. I think it comes down to the trenches. I think for the offense and defensive lines respectively, and I think my biggest problem is this. Tape doesn't lie. It's out there. You see it. You can rewind it. I'm doing it now. I'm watching the Packers game as we speak. So don't think they can't see it. And Ambry Thomas has a bullseye on his back the size of the moon. So I'm telling you right now, they are going to go after this guy. They're going to attack him, and they're going to keep going until he proves, A, he could stop it, or the 49ers make a move. They take him out. So it's coming. It's how what is the result going to be? Is Ambry Thomas going to bounce back and have a big week, or is Ambry Thomas going to have those stupid penalties, give up 50, 60 yards on 2 penalties, and cause them to have been flip the field position and being potentially in the red zone for 2 plays? So that's what it's going to come down to on that side of it. The defensive side of it, I need the defensive line to get in the backfield and cause havoc. You cannot let Jared Goff stand there, because if he stands there untouched with no pressure, he will pick you apart. And now this game becomes into a shootout. So I want to see the old school 49ers come out here. I want to see them beat them down. I want to see McCaffrey run the ball. I want to see the Debo reverse. I want to see this offense be balanced to the point where the linebackers at the second level are literally spinning around in circles because they don't know which way to go. And that's when this team is the most dangerous versus Seattle's, versus Detroit, versus Seattle's, Dallas, Philly. They were very balanced, and that's what I want to see, because the quicker this team becomes balanced, the more dominant this team will be in this game, and the bigger lead that they will build in this game with a larger margin of victory. So that's what I'm looking at. My main focus point is 100% on Ambry Thomas and the defensive line applying pressure on the defensive side of the ball. The offensive side of the ball, they got to remain balanced. They got to pass protect for Brock Purdy. And most importantly, the first team, and I said this last week versus the Packers, the first team that becomes one-dimensional is going to be the team that probably loses this game.
Wow. Yeah.
Sin, we got a question for you from the chat. It says, can we ask Sin who she thinks is going to come up big on the offense and on the defense? Said last week it was Dre and Jawan Jennings. Curious to hear your thoughts. That's from Melissa. She's putting you on the spot. This had nothing to do with me and Tony. It's the Sin show. Let's go.
So I expect nothing less from Dre than we got last week. All right.
Love it.
And so I'm going to say, Dre, I expect nothing less from Juwan that we saw. But I expect Debo to have a good game. The way that he came out, the fire that he has, I expect him to have a good game. I expect Brock Purdy to have a good game. I expect him to, like I said, rehabilitate because it took a tank. Let's be honest. Okay, yeah, he led a winning drive, but he looked off all game, and we sat and we watched the game together, and I kept saying Purdy looks off. So I expect those individuals to have games. So to any one person, it's hard to predict, but those are the people that I expect to have good games.
Yo, I like it. Sin, thank you so much for jumping in. We really, really appreciate it.
Thanks, Sin.
Hey,
I'm
thank you
hoping.
guys.
Wait, before you leave, how long are you going to be in Las Vegas?
I fly in on the 8th, and then I leave on the 12th at 5 a.m.
Oh, dang it. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you do a lot of celebrating. I hope you do a lot of celebrating before 5 a.m. I really, really do. I won't catch you out there. We get there on the 12th, but later than 5
Oh,
a.m.
you guys
So
aren't getting out there till the 12th?
yeah, so I made a little snafu when my buddy asked me what the dates were. He asked me about the 11th, and I was like, no, that's the Super Bowl. I'm going to be home watching the Super Bowl. Not even thinking like, Mike, you know that the Niners are going to be there. You should have picked the 11th, and we changed it to start on the 12th, so we don't get there until that afternoon.
I was looking forward to seeing you guys. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I blew that when I messed that up a lot.
Oh, yeah, and John Chapman is going to have a watch party, so you don't even have to actually physically go into the Super Bowl. So
exactly.
I'm looking forward to that, but we got to get through tomorrow. So I'm not counting any chickens before they hatch.
Facts.
Okay, I like it. I like it. Now, did you get trip insurance?
Of course. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Good woman right there. Okay, I like that. I like that. Smart.
Yeah.
Smart money right there.
My hotel, I could cancel. Listen, if we don't make it, I could cancel, and I won't be hurting.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I looked up the standing room tickets only. Guys, don't do it. Don't look up the prices for the Super Bowl tickets. I'm telling y'all, don't do it right now. Don't do it right now.
No, I'm not doing it. So next time I see you, I'll tell you how I finance one of the Super Bowls. But I'm gonna let you guys go. It's a great show. You guys do a great job. I appreciate you both, and as always, go Niners.
All right, that's our girl Sin right there. Thank you so much for jumping in. We appreciate her. We love Sin. Love to her and her family out there. We got my man. I'm going to start calling this guy the 49ers poet, man. He's Dan the Corn, man. He's ready. He's got his arms up. I feel like I should go get some sunglasses. My man is kicking his arms back. He's got the armpits out in the air. I hope he got deodorant on. Otherwise, it's going to be funky down there. Big Dan, the Corn, man. What's going on, bro? How you feeling?
I am ecstatic. I am
Let's
excited.
go, baby.
I am ready to go.
Come on, baby.
I am not scared. Not in the least bit.
That's what I'm talking
game
about,
against the Packers. And know that we can come from behind and win in those situations just reinforces it all together. And I cannot wait. Feast on Lions.
Come on now. Come on now. You know, it's funny because they put that stat up. Kyle Shanahan is 0-30 in these situations in the fourth quarter. You can't even say that now. You can't even say that now. And that was like a career stat for him as a coach, right?
Stat.
He did it in the biggest game of the year.
I think they showed that stat like 4 times during the game. That's at least I counted 4 times. And my thing was like, okay, how many of those times are before the offense that he has now and before the defense he has now? As your 2017 and 2018 years where we lost, we went 5-11 and 2-16. I don't think that was him, but those
14, yeah.
are not the now. Those are not this team. So I felt when they showed that was unfair. And when they showed it, I said, we're going to win this ball game. We are going to win this ball game because they showed that.
That's it. And that's exactly how I felt. You know, they put up certain stats about kickers. Oh, this guy is 42 of 42 when kicking from this range. And the next thing you know, boop, wide
Missed
left,
it.
wide right, right? Yeah. And so when they showed that stat, I looked at my boy. You guys can go back and look at it on the Patreon. It's there. As soon as they showed that stat, they went to a commercial break at the end of the third quarter. They started with that stat as soon as they came back from commercial break. And I looked at my boy. They put the stat. They put the stat. We got this. Let's go. Like, as soon as it came up, I lost it. I was like, we got it. We got it. That was the moment we've been waiting for right there. This, if there's ever a time for the stat to be broken, that was it right there, man. I loved it. Absolutely loved it, man. Dan, you talking about you're confident and everything. And I know I'm getting ahead. There's a question that we usually ask our guests at the end.
Oh,
how big of a win margin do you think? Guys, by the way, there is a poll in the chat right now. We want you guys to go out there and vote. All right. There's a poll in the chat right now. How many touchdowns do you guys think the 49ers score? But Dan, I want to ask you, man, how much do you think the Niners win by in this game?
I'm going to put us up by 10. I think that's
a
fair.
10-point win. Okay, that's putting some respect on the line. I like that.
I think that's relatively fair. Puts us above the line and puts us at a decent, good win against a decent team that we haven't really faced or seen yet. I think that, and I think that's kind of fair. Now, there's something that I watched a lot of film this week from the Detroit Lions, from both their Bucks games and the Rams game. And one of the things I noticed they kind of tend to do poorly on is when other teams run play action. And I think we're going to run that a lot in this game. They play actions, if they go deep, it's even worse. It's worse, in my opinion. So watch out for deep balls and play actions coming off the short routes to Kittle. Get Jennings over here. Debo over there. And if you're going to ask, and you've asked people throughout this, what are you most afraid of about the Lions? Their run attack. That's the only thing. That is the only thing. The run attack. And I guess I should say their run defense. I don't think I don't think that we're gonna use McCaffrey a lot. Because they're good at stopping the run. I think they're gonna be one of the best run stop defenses that we faced this entire season.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot, man. I like it. You know, and I think we should give a little bit of props to Jared Goff. Right? Like he had a solid solid season. He finished the season here with what was it? 4,575 yards, 30 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. I mean, his numbers are comparable to Brock Purdy's, right? They are good numbers. And you know, the thing is, he had to play in all the games. He played in all 17 regular season games. All of them. So, I mean, let's not act like they, benched him like we did with Brock, right? Like Brock would have probably beat that 45-75 if he played. How many games did Brock get taken out the last couple of drives, right? Like this is, I want to give Jared Goff his props, but if people don't respect,
absolutely, he deserves it.
National level, if people don't respect Brock Purdy on the national level, why the hell are they paying respect to Jared Goff then? Someone make it make sense to me. Tony, Dan, can either one of you guys make it make sense to me?
I have no clue.
Because
there's just no respect for the kid. That's it. You just gotta
Tony, there is a narrative that first round, second round, third round quarterbacks are the only good quarterbacks. Anybody taken in the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh can stay on the bench, in their opinions.
Good luck telling
they hate the fact that a seventh round was picked. A guy was picked out of the seventh round, and he's absolutely balling on a constant basis. They hate it. And why because everybody says, "Oh, you love a good underdog story," but yet they don't try to go find flaws in everybody else. First round picks every year. The first round picks that fail get try after try after try after try. If Brock Purdy had not done as well as he did last season, they would have said, that guy's a bust, throw him away. That guy's a bust, throw him away. See, there's his draft status. And then he would have never gotten another shot. Meanwhile, Mitch Trubisky is still in the league, and I know he got a few starts this year, maybe because due to injury, but he's still there. Brock wouldn't still be there.
Right. Mitch Trubisky was so bad. He got benched, didn't play a whole year, and then still got a contract. Like, what? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
I remember. I'm just saying.
He's a first-round pick.
Yeah, shout out to the Bears. They hooked us up that year. Shout out to the Bears.
Truly. And
number 2 overall.
I believe those picks got us Fred Warner, didn't it?
Was that 5th round pick part of that? No, wait. Fred was a 4th round guy. 3rd. What round did Fred Warner get drafted? I'm not sure. I don't remember. We got a nice little haul from them though, just to move down one spot.
We got one. They traded I think they traded 3 picks to us. I think if I remember correctly.
And we didn't do much well in that draft. I'll be honest with you guys. I wasn't the most impressed with that draft, but we got some guys though. We got a couple of them. You know, Dan, I do want to ask you this, man. Everyone's talking about Aiden Hutchinson, how dangerous he is and all that stuff. And I'm looking at his numbers, and he's got 11.5 sacks on the season. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Average.
He got 2 against the Falcons. He got 3 against the Cowboys in December. He got 2 against the Vikings, 2 against the Rams, and 1 against the Bucs. So he's kind of coming on, right? His last 4 games that he's played in, this guy has got 8 sacks in the last 4 games. He's doing pretty good. He's even got a forced fumble in there. But I'm looking down the line. He don't really do much else consistently, statistically speaking. Not saying he doesn't make a difference.
Who's he lining up against this week?
Well, it's Colton McKivitz. I mean, he's going to play on that right side of the offensive line.
Okay. All right.
But is Colton McKivitz as bad as it feels? Like, what exactly are we going to talk about when it comes to Colton McKivitz? Tony?
I don't know.
What'd you say? I'm sorry, I was choking.
What's the bad thing about Colton McKivitz? Like, are you worried about him giving up too many pressures? Is he going to give up too many sacks? I mean, what's the biggest concern for him in this game? Like, what is it that you're worried about him doing poorly? Because he's got 1 penalty all year long.
Just pass blocking. Pass blocking. It's a tough matchup in a one-on-one situation with no help. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's tough.
All right. I understand that. I get it. And you think that he's going to have think he's going to give up too many pressures in this game, basically, is what it is. It's not so much sacks. I listen to me. I don't think Hutchinson is going to have 2 sacks in this game. I don't. So then it becomes about pressure. That's where my concerns would come in. It would be more about pressures and not just sacks. And pressures are dangerous if a guy is beating your guy super quick off the line. Is that Aiden Hutchinson's game? Is he a speed guy? Like, what kind of pass rusher is he?
He's both. He could bull rush you. He could speed you. He could do a hard rush in and spin out. Like, he's got a pretty solid repertoire of arsenal of pass rush moves. He's a solid defensive end. There's no doubt about it. But, McKivitz has got to just do his thing. I mean, there's been games where McKivitz has played really well, without a doubt. But there's games where McKivitz struggled, and now you're getting somebody who is a good football player, who has a high motor, who is going to play whistle to whistle, and he's not going to stop. He's relentless. So he's just going to keep coming and coming and coming, and he's got to step up. He's got to step his game up to his opponent. So to the level of his opponent, and he's just got to do what he does, and just, whether it's pressures, whether it's sacks, I think he gets home at least once in this game, And pressures now. Does Purdy take a hit and the ball goes up in the air? Does it get deflected? You're just opening up Pandora's box for controversy and potential negative plays. So if they could control him with scheme, with alignments, with pressures, sliding protections, pulling from the backside of the formation and chipping him, there's ways you could do it. But it's going to be interesting to see how they do it. And once they come up with how they do it, they have to execute it.
Okay. All right. Damn, man. What else you got for us, bro? I don't want to rush you. Guys.
It comes down to pressure. I saw a thing for Pat McAfee earlier this week where he was going off on everybody that absolutely hated his guts for no reason at all. And he was laying out some stats. According to McAfee and his stats, I have to verify this for myself, but he said that Brock Purdy was the best quarterback performing under pressure.
Yes.
And in my mind,
I think that's been documented, yeah.
And in my mind, Purdy is one of the absolute best at escaping the pocket when it's collapsing. Because watching like Purdy's throws and everything, not just from like the highlight reel but just from his other throws, he escapes the pocket really well when it's collapsing. And
I mean, if you look at
when it comes down that right side, it does make me nervous. But then I can also back it up to the fact that he's one of the best at running away from that and making a play at the same time. So it doesn't it worries me that he might get sacked, but it also worries me that it doesn't worry me that because I know that he can get away from it. And he can basically do what he wants on his own merit in that.
Right. I mean, but if you go back and look at teams that blitz at a similar pace to the Lions, the Giants, right? You think about that Week 3 game against the Giants, 49ers home opener. It was one of his best games. It was one of his best games. So I'm not super concerned about it. 300 plus yards, a couple touchdown passes. You know what I'm saying? Like he was out there wheeling and dealing in that game. Yards per attempt was over 8. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy. Listen, if you're gonna bring pressure, you got to be prepared for a guy that knows where to go with the ball and him getting it out of his hands quickly. And you're leaving your secondary vulnerable.
And you have to be able to pick it up. You could send 100 guys into a pattern. If you can't pick up the pressure and they get there faster and you could set your feet, you could have Dan Marino back there with a Howitzer, and he's not going to get the ball off. He's going to get hit. So it's got to work hand in hand. You got to blitz. Yes, Brock Purdy's accurate. Brock Purdy plays best under pressure, but he still needs that time to make his read, go through his quick progression, and get that ball out. So the offensive line and the protection still have to work with Brock Purdy. Now, the question is, are we overlooking their ability to do that? Possibly. But they got to show it in this game. It's a big game. Yes, Wake Martindale is probably one of the most aggressive blitz callers in the league, but you have to be able to do it, right? We could say, yes, he did it, but this is the NFC Championship game. He has to be able to do it here. So that's where I'm at. And I think they're going to be fine, but I trust Kyle. I trust, Chris Forrester to come up with a plan. These guys are locked. They're hand in hand with each other. They know the scheme. They know what to do. They know how to handle situations like this. But you still have to execute it. That's what it comes down to.
Well, I want to share something with you guys that Tony sent me via text. And I want to talk about just like the support from the community. The support from the community. Let me change the background here really quick. And we're going to do a quick screen share. I want you guys to see something that Tony just sent me. I'm going to try to do it without audio because I don't want us to get in trouble. But this I thought was funny, man. Tweeted from the Golden State Warriors page. This is absolutely phenomenal, man. I like this. Thanks for sending me this right now. You guys got to see this. Check out Klay Thompson literally rolling up to the stadium, huh?
Hell yeah.
Come on, baby. Are you kidding me?
Hell yeah. Oh.
40 49er faithful. He's on the bike to represent Debo and everything. He knows what it is, man. It's all about business.
That is what it's all about.
Absolutely love it right there, man. The community is rallying. What's the new rally cry they're saying? Do it for the Bay? Isn't that the new little rally cry that they got going right now?
Do it for the Bay.
Oh man, do it for whatever you got to do it for, man. You know, I absolutely love it, man. Dan, listen, man, we're not going to hold you. We've been going for a little bit over 2 hours. We're going to wrap this thing up here soon. Fellas, any final takes before we get out of here? Go ahead, Dan. I know you got something else for us. Let's go, baby.
So everybody's been asking me, who do you want to see in the Super Bowl if you guys win? I'm like, that's a hard question, because not only do I want vengeance from the first time I ever saw the 49ers win the Super Bowl, but I also want vengeance against the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think that Super Bowl, the one against the Kansas City Chiefs, made me the most angry. It really does. Because in that Ravens game, we didn't, it's been a long time, so correct me, but I don't think we held the lead in that game.
No, we were getting blown out from the start. In fact, when the lights went out, it kind of helped the Niners. You saw like the Ravens players kind of got a little cold, and they got a little rusty and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a whole lot.
So when people ask me, do you want? Does that mean you want the Chiefs? No, it doesn't necessarily mean I want the Chiefs. I'm gonna say I want the Ravens because I want vengeance. That one hurt my dad the most, I think. It was upsetting to see my dad like that, and I want vengeance against both of them. I don't care. Give me any of them.
Yeah.
I will feed their fears.
I agree. I think that's where Tony is too. I think, don't let me speak for him. Tony keeps saying whoever. Like I said, I want to go through our most recent Super Bowl loss. I want the Chiefs first. I wish there was a way we could play them both. You know what I'm saying? Just to get them both off our backs, but we can't. That's not how the NFL works. But a dub is a dub and a ring is a ring. And when we host that Lombardi, it'll all be worth it in the end. But right now, we got to focus on this damn Lions team, man.
You're saying when we host that Lombardi, don't count your chickens yet, there, Mike. Don't count your chickens, Mike.
Count the chickens, man. You know what? That's cool. That's cool. If that's how y'all want to feel, I will respect it. I will respect it.
Right now, we have 8 quarters to go. Let's get through the first 4 and then deal with the last 4.
Now, let me ask y'all this. There's something lingering in the back of my mind. Let's just say for whatever reason it's the Chiefs in the Super Bowl and forget the outcome of that game for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Ravens fans will say, damn it, if we only could have won? We know we could beat the 49ers. We did it already that same year. That's our Super Bowl. That was our Super Bowl for the taking. Do you guys think that stuff like that will linger?
Yeah.
It could.
Yeah. It lingered with, as far as I remember, lingered with all the other Niner fans when we lost to them in the Super Bowl. Could have been ours. That second half was ours. We could have had it. And instead, we didn't run with Frank Gore, and we threw the ball 4 times.
Yeah. Well, no, they did one run out there with LaMichael James for some reason.
That was a screen pass. It doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Oh man, it was so terrible. Oh, but I agree with you. Frank Gore bust that big run. It's like, oh my God, we got an opportunity. Like we got a chance. I really thought we had a chance, bro. But it is what it is, man. I don't want to relive that. But the Ravens, like they whooped us this year. They whooped us this year. And so there is a part of me that while I'm saying
Mike,
I want the Chiefs, I wouldn't mind.
I tell you, if we play the Ravens again, that's not happening again. That is not happening again.
At all. But Lamar Jackson doesn't lose the AFC teams. If he gets to the Super Bowl, they're already talk about counting your chickens. Listen, if there's anybody out there counting chickens, they're looking at he's got 1 loss in his entire career to an NFC opponent. You can't tell me that they don't assume that they're going to win that Super Bowl if they get there. You can't tell me they don't assume that. Right. And then if it happens to be against us, that they believe it. Oh, we saw what we did to them earlier. We don't even have to be as good as we were then, and we're still going to win by two scores. Like that's what they're thinking. That's what they're going to be. Oh man! All right, let me not get started. Let me not get started. We got to wrap this thing up because I got to
All right,
walk out the
Mike.
door soon, guys.
Pray for
but
me,
listen,
man. Pray for me. Everybody, I'm watching the Super Bowl at the college. Or I'm sorry, I'm watching the NFC Championship game at the college tomorrow. Everybody down there is cheering for the Lions. I'm going to be the only Niners fan down there, man.
Are you gonna be rocking colors?
Oh, hell yeah. Hang on. Hold on.
He's gonna show us his game day fit, guys. We are less than 24 hours away already. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. You're gonna need a helmet if you're gonna be the only 49er fans out there because they're gonna be throwing shit at you.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're gonna need it, man. You're gonna need it, man. Be safe out there, man. Watch your
I
six at all
will.
times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, indeed. Indeed.
Listen, man. Tony, take yourself off mute. Let's wrap this thing up here. Dan, thanks for jumping in. Tony and I are gonna end this thing. We appreciate you. Melissa, I saw your comment and I sent you a DM on Twitter. Hopefully you saw that and you understand what's going on. So, Dan, man, you be safe out there, and I'm sure we will see you for victory shots tomorrow. Sorry, I'm counting chickens. Sorry, I'm counting chickens, but we'll see you tomorrow.
I'll
for
be
the
here whether we win or lose,
overreaction
Mike.
show.
I'll be here
There you
whether
go.
we win or lose.
That's what it is. I'll see you for the overreaction show. I'll say it that way.
All right.
All right, my man. Be safe. That's my man. No, that's my man, Dan right there. Tony, man, this was a phenomenal show, man. Thanks for dropping the bug in my ear and suggesting it, man. I appreciate you. Any final thoughts before we wrap this thing up, man? We got to get going here.
Nah, just can't wait for tomorrow. Of course, it's a late game. Can't do nothing about it. At least we will know who we're playing once our game's over. If we make it, if we win, which I think we should. But we'll see.
Yeah. Listen, guys, it's going to do it. We got a lot of stuff coming for you guys tomorrow, man. Do I want to announce this now? Yeah, you know what? For those of you who stuck around so far, I'll give you guys a little jewel. I have been talking about doing a 24-hour stream.
Oh, God.
All day for a full 24 hours. And so here's what I decided on last night. Had a couple drinks in me. Once we get past the Lions, if we get past the Lions, I don't want to, people have their superstitions. If we get past the Lions, I'm going to do a 24-hour stream leading up to Super Bowl. So that Saturday, I'm going to go live all day long. 24 hours, guys. If I got to be on my phone walking around, if I got errands to run and all that stuff, I am going to be live for 24 hours. All right. I'm going to have a link. People are going to be welcome to join and come in and talk about whatever it is that they want to talk about. I will be screening. I'm not going to get my show, my channel blocked because some knucklehead comes in here and does something crazy. But I'm going to do a 24-hour stream leading up to the Super Bowl. Now, what does that mean? Let me be very clear. We have pregame shows that we have to do. We have the live stream that we have to do. So the 24 hours, the way I see it is this. The Super Bowl is usually around what time, Tony? 7:30? Usually is like the kickoff for the Super Bowl?
It's like a 6:30, 6:45 kickoff.
Okay. All right. So I will probably start the 24-hour stream between 4 and 5 p.m. the Saturday before. That way, when I wrap it up at the 24-hour mark, I can go take a quick 30-minute power nap. Okay. And then I can come back and do our pregame show and the live stream and all that stuff. And we're going to enjoy that bad boy together as a family. I don't need sleep. You guys see, and this is where my logic came from. You think I'm going to be able to sleep the day of the Super Bowl? You think I'm going to be able to sleep the night before the Super Bowl? I don't. I get jitty. I get jittery. I get anxious. I start pacing. I just don't. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep. So I figure if I can't, why not go live the whole time? There's going to be points where there's only 2 people watching. I don't care. I don't care. Now, I won't take the camera with me to the bathroom and stuff like that. No showers and all that stuff. Maybe just audio or something like that. But we will be live. I'm going to look for a video that I can play for the moment that I have to turn my camera off and you guys only hear my voice. I'm going to work on something. But I think it's going to be worth it. Needless to say, I'm already on vacation. I told y'all where I'm going to be on Monday. I'm already going to be in Vegas. I get the flight sleep. You know what I'm saying? I get to sleep right after the Super Bowl. I'm going to crash hard and heavy. take it easy that Monday, and then head to the airport. Sleep on the flight, and then I'm going to enjoy whatever Vegas has to throw my way. I think it's a good plan. I think it's a really, really good plan, man. You guys let me know what you think. Leave some comments out there. If you guys go back and rewatch this after this is over, I want you guys to post in there what you guys think about the 24-hour stream heading into the Super Bowl, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. Those are my final thoughts, man. And that's what we got for you guys, man. This has been a lot of fun, Tony. You ready to go, man?
Yeah.
All right, man. Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always
Remain
faithful. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.
Charles Haley.
We all gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spinning, we winning, we high stakes. We never miss, we all makes. Look at us dudes trying to prove, bringing you news with nothing to lose. Mike, Nick, Tony, Wayne, Method Man, we bring the pain. Hey, see, I'ma confess it. We under the pressure. If you looking to find us, we them nothing but niners.